Let me ask you something, now that the brightest night is past. After a period of being very out in the world, very seen, very social, very much giving your energy outward, do you feel the pull to withdraw, to go quiet, to be alone for a while? And when you feel that pull, do you honor it, or do you override it, worried that pulling back means you're being antisocial, lazy, or weak? Most of us override it. We treat the need to retreat as a problem to push through. But tonight the sky honors that pull completely. The moon is a waning gibbous now, July 31st, 2026, about 96% lit, still bright but clearly past her peak, softening night by night back toward the dark. And the sun has just moved into a new energy, Gate 33, the gate of retreat. After the full moon's blaze of being fully seen, the whole cycle now turns inward.
This is not a step backward.
It's a sacred part of the rhythm. This is your moon letter for turning inward. Let's open it. Look up tonight, and she's still bright. A waning gibbous, 96% lit, only a little past her full glory. But she's unmistakably on the way back now, a growing edge of shadow returning night by night. And notice the shift in her character. 2 nights ago, she was turned fully outward, giving all her light to the earth, holding nothing back. Now she begins the long, quiet journey inward, receding, softening, drawing her light back toward herself. She is not being dimmed by anyone. She is turning inward by her own rhythm, the way she does every single month after every single peak. And here's what's worth seeing. She is not less beautiful now. A waning moon has its own quality, softer, more contemplative, less dazzling, but somehow more intimate. She has done her shining. Now she does her settling. The cycle doesn't only move outward into fullness, it also moves inward toward rest, and both directions are equally part of her. Tonight, she models something we badly need permission for, that after you've given your light outward, it is right and natural to turn back inward and gather yourself again. The energy tonight is the turn inward, and it's still colored by Leo, but Leo in a quieter register than we've seen all week. 4 days Leo has been the blazing, expressive, outward heart. Tonight, waning, it becomes the reflective heart, the warmth turned inward instead of broadcast out. And this matters, because Leo can struggle with the inward turn. The part of us that loves to shine, to be seen, to be warm and present with others can feel almost anxious about withdrawing, as if going quiet means disappearing, as if we only exist when we're being witnessed. But tonight's energy gently teaches Leo the other half of its own nature, that the heart doesn't only radiate, it also needs to rest, to be tended in private, to be warm toward itself with no audience at all. The retreat isn't the absence of Leo's warmth, it's that warmth turned toward you, for once. After days of giving your light to everyone else, tonight's energy invites you to bring it home and let it warm you. In human design, the sun has just entered Gate 33, and tonight it's the first line. Gate 33 is the gate of retreat, and it's one of the most quietly profound energies in the whole system. Because Gate 33 understands something our culture has almost entirely forgotten, that retreat is not avoidance. It is the necessary pause where experience becomes wisdom. Gate 33 is the energy of pulling back after an experience to reflect on it, to digest it, to extract its meaning, and then, eventually, to be able to share that meaning with others. It's the gate that knows you cannot metabolize a big experience while you're still in the middle of it, still on, still surrounded. You need to withdraw, get quiet, and let the experience settle into understanding. And the first line, where the sun sits tonight, is about foundation, going inward to the roots, to the base, to what's essential. So Gate 33, first line, right after a full moon, is almost perfectly timed. It says, you have just had a peak, a fullness of being seen. Now pull back, get quiet, let it settle. Don't rush to the next thing. The retreat is where the full moon actually turns into wisdom you get to keep, and without it, the peak just fades into noise. Withdrawing now isn't dropping out. It's the sacred, necessary second half of any real experience. So let's understand why we genuinely need to withdraw after a peak, because this isn't self-indulgence, it's how humans are actually built. The first reason is simple energetics. Being fully seen, fully expressed, fully on, as glorious as it is, spends energy. It draws down a real reserve, and that reserve doesn't refill in the spotlight. It refills in retreat. Every performer, every teacher, every deeply social person knows this in their body. After the giving out comes a non-negotiable need for the taking in. Push past it too many times and you don't get more shining, you get burnout, which is just the bill for retreats you refuse to take. The second reason is that experience needs quiet to become wisdom. Something significant happened in this cycle. You grew, you were seen, you reached a fullness. But an experience is not the same as its lesson. The lesson has to be extracted, and that extraction only happens in reflection, in the quiet after, when you can look back at what happened and ask what it meant. Skip the quiet, and you skip the wisdom. The experience just washes over you and is gone. The third reason is that your nervous system quite literally needs to come down from the high. Peaks are activating. Even wonderful ones keep you keyed up, elevated, running warm. And a system held at elevation for too long can't rest, can't digest, can't restore. The waning of the moon is the cycle's built-in come down, the gradual settling that lets everything integrate. And the fourth, gentlest reason. Inward is simply where the outward gets digested. All that living you did at the peak, the connection, the visibility, the fullness, becomes truly yours only when you take it inside and let it become part of you. The retreat isn't time away from your life. It's the time your life becomes wisdom. We've been taught to feel guilty about pulling back, as though rest were stolen from productivity. But the inward turn isn't a break from the work of living. It is the work, the quiet, invisible half that makes the visible half mean anything. But we have to draw a careful line here because there's a fear that keeps people from ever letting themselves retreat. The fear that pulling back is really just hiding, that if you withdraw, you're avoiding life, running away, giving up. And that fear isn't baseless. Hiding is real, and it's different from retreat. So let's tell them apart clearly, because the difference is everything. Hiding is driven by fear. Retreat is chosen by wisdom. When you hide, you're withdrawing away from something, a fear, an avoidance, a life you don't want to face. When you retreat, you're withdrawing towards something, integration, restoration, reflection. The motion looks the same from outside, but the direction of the heart is opposite. Second, hiding is escape. Retreat is digestion. Hiding wants to not deal with the experience at all. Retreat wants to fully deal with it, just quietly, in a form the noise of the world doesn't allow. Third, and most practically, retreat has a purpose and an end. It's a pause, not a permanent wall. You turn inward in order to eventually turn back outward, refilled and wiser. The exhale that makes the next inhale possible. Hiding has no such rhythm. It just wants to stay hidden. And the moon shows you the honest version of retreat, not the fearful one. As she wanes, she doesn't slam shut or vanish in a panic. She keeps shining, softly, the whole way down. She just turns quiet and gradual, receding at a natural pace, on her way to a dark that is itself only a pause before the next new moon. Her retreat is rhythmic, purposeful, and temporary. So the question to ask yourself when you feel the pull to withdraw isn't, am I allowed to? It's simply, am I turning inward toward integration or away from something in fear? If it's the first, and after a genuine peak it almost always is, then the retreat is not weakness or avoidance. It's wisdom, doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So how do you actually turn inward tonight, in a way that restores you instead of leaving you guilty? 3 gentle moves. First, give yourself permission to pull back without guilt. This is the whole hinge, because most of us won't retreat until we've earned it, collapsed into it, or justified it. And by then, it's not restful retreat, it's crash recovery. So grant the permission in advance freely. After the fullness of this cycle, you are allowed to go quiet. You don't have to justify needing rest and reflection. The pull inward is not a character flaw, it's the cycle turning, right on schedule. Second, protect a little quiet, concretely. Retreat rarely happens by accident in a full life. You have to make a small space for it. So say no to one thing this week that you'd normally say yes to out of habit. Leave one evening unplanned. Take one walk alone. Close one door for 1 hour. It doesn't have to be a grand withdrawal, just a real, protected pocket of inwardness that the noise can't fill. And third, let the last cycle settle before you reach for the next. This is the hardest one because the moment a peak passes, we tend to lunge immediately at the next goal, the next project, the next fullness, never letting the last one land. Resist that just for now. Before you ask what's next, sit with what just was. Ask the reflective question of the retreat. What does the full moon want me to understand? What did this cycle, this fullness, this being seen, this growth, actually teach me? Don't force an answer. Just ask and get quiet and let the wisdom rise on its own time. That's turning inward. Not dropping out of your life, but going to its roots for a while, so that what you lived can become what you know. Here is your ritual for turning inward, and it's the quietest of the whole cycle, because tonight the work is stillness, not expression. When the evening settles, step outside and find her. The waning gibbous moon, still bright but softening now, beginning her long turn back toward the dark. Let her call you inward. Stand with her a moment and feel the invitation to stop giving your light outward for a little while and gather it back toward yourself. Then name 2 things honestly. One thing you need less of right now, less noise, less doing, less being on, less giving yourself away, and one thing you need more of, more quiet, more rest, more solitude, more time to reflect. Say both out loud to the waning moon. Next, and this is the real one, give yourself explicit permission to retreat, without guilt. Say it plainly. After this fullness, I am allowed to turn inward. I don't have to earn my rest or justify my quiet. And then actually do it, even for just a few minutes. Sit in a little silence. Turn off the noise. Let the cycle settle. You might gently ask, as you sit, what does this full moon want me to understand? And then simply listen, without forcing anything. Let the answer come when it comes, tonight or in the quiet days ahead. That's the ritual. Not a doing, but an undoing. The sacred, necessary turn from shining outward to settling inward, right on schedule, exactly as the moon does it every single month. So, let this be the letter you keep from tonight. After you've been fully seen, you're allowed to turn inward, and retreat is not hiding. It's how being becomes wisdom. The waning moon doesn't cling to her fullness or panic as she softens. She turns quietly inward, right on schedule, gathering her light back toward herself the way she does after every peak. You are built for the same rhythm. Being fully out in the world spends something real, and it refills only in the quiet. The experience you just lived becomes wisdom only if you give it the stillness to settle. So when you feel the pull to withdraw after this fullness, don't override it and don't feel guilty about it. Ask only whether you're turning inward toward integration or away in fear, and after a real peak, it's almost always the first.
Protect a little quiet.
Let the cycle settle. Turn your warmth, for once, toward yourself. The retreat is not the end of your shining. It's how your shining becomes something you get to keep. Thank you for letting yourself turn inward tonight, for honoring the pull to go quiet. A new letter from the sky arrives every single day, and as the moon keeps waning, tomorrow we'll look back together at how far this whole cycle has actually carried you. Until then, protect your quiet, let it settle, and walk gently.